Hey, welcome back to Two Moms, Too Much Coffee. We have Tempest here, and we also have,
Jhshell, hey guys.
hey, so I know you just recently traveled with Naya, so I've been like kind of dying to hear how it went.
I know I purposely didn't text you just so I could update you here, get real life reaction. All right, let's dig in. So, yes, I recently traveled. We went to Oklahoma. And so, for those who don't know, I'm in Florida. So, there is no direct flight from Tampa, Florida to Oklahoma. So, that was already the biggest piece was that we had to take two flights. We had to do a layover. But the way there, she didn't do too bad. The first flight, she was a little fussy at the beginning, but then she fell asleep and then she stayed asleep for like the remainder of the flight, which was like 2.5 hours. She did great on the layover. And then the second flight, same thing, a little fussy, and then she stayed asleep. So it was good. And the prep for it, I was like literally reading so much about it. So, like, strollers and car seats, and like, do I need to bring both? And like, all of the things. We have the new Tavo, and so we have like a heavier stroller, but Nick dealt with all of that. So I didn't have to carry anything. I will say though, it would be a lot easier if we had like a lighter stroller because I know that that was a hassle. Um, but yeah, everything getting to Oklahoma was fine. The flight home, I don't know if Girly was tired. No, I do know. Girly was tired. We were not in our routine, obviously. Like she's sleeping in a pack and play, just like she stayed up later than usual. So she was tired. So the flight on the way there, on the way home, literally like in the airport, she slept a little bit, but then like getting on the plane, she was so fussy. And everyone was already kind of like, I hope that baby's not on my flight. Like you could like see their eyes like, oh shit, a baby. And I'm like looking back at them like, yes, a baby. But yeah, she was getting fussy. I fed her. I'm thinking, okay, I fed her, she'll be good. No, 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 no. We got on that flight and she was screaming, showed her ass, screaming, literally was like the like bloody murder scream, like someone's like hurting her. I was sweating. I started tearing up because I was so embarrassed. I couldn't get her to calm down. Finally, after like, I don't even know how long because I had like blacked out, I think, at that point. She had finally gone to sleep. She slept the remainder of the flight. Second flight, showed
Oh
her ass
no.
again.
Oh God. Naya.
Literally was just so over it. She was screaming. Like, finally got her sleep. She only slept for like 30 minutes. Woke up and like what was confusing is like usually she's good for like her wake window. She's pretty chill baby. Like when she's like fed and she had her nap, she's good. She just was not like this on the plane. Like she was just, I don't know, she's bored. She just was like looking at the same environment. I don't know.
Yeah.
She screamed and then finally we got her to calm down. The last like 30 minutes of the flight, Nick was holding her. I'm
Oh
watching
no.
Selena. I'm in my own little, like, finally able to just chill.
That's
He looks at
Selena.
me, looks at me, mouth wide open. I'm like, what? He lifts Naya.
Oh
She had
no.
a blowout all over him,
Not on him, like it got on him.
on
Oh
him. And we like heard her. Like, I heard her making her, and I was like,
yeah.
it's fine. Like, we're almost there. We'll just change her. Like, I'm not getting up and changing her in this tiny bathroom. So we're like, we're almost there. They had just put the seatbelt light on, so we couldn't get up anyway. And Nick lifts her up to get ready to like start packing things up. Yeah, she shit all over him.
Oh no. Ugh.
He literally was like frozen, which is like, what do you do? Like on an airplane. Luckily, no one was sitting next to us. It was just us in the aisle.
Yeah, that's
And
actually
Naya was
super
happy. She's
nice.
the happiest she had been on this flight. She literally was just like, yeah. So we learned she was fussy because probably her stomach hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Not because she was tired. So literally I had to like, I'm like wiping him with wipes, like we're taking her pants off, like doing all the things. And like, what could you do? Carried her out in the little, with the like mat underneath her and just, yeah. So that was our initiation into flying with Naya.
Well, it can't get any worse. So
And I can't. I feel like the flight there, like really, I was like, oh, we got this. Like we were in a
yeah.
routine. Like Nick would take the stroller and the car seat up to get gate checked. Like we were doing all the things. And then on the way home, I'm like, we got this. And she was like, no, let me just keep you on your toes. So yeah, it was a really good time.
0 out of 10. Won't do it again.
Yeah. We're flying to see Monique in October, and I'm already like, all right, she's gonna be bigger and she's gonna be
Yeah.
wanting to like move around more. So terrified.
Is it a direct that time?
Yes, thank God.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Makes so much more of a difference when you can get off that flight and be done.
And be done.
Yeah.
And not have to like collect your stroller in your car seat and bring it and do all the things. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that like if I was flying by myself, I don't think I would bring it. The stroller in the car. Well, because you can like rent the car seat and stuff. And I think
Mm-hmm.
I would go that route unless we like ended up buying something lighter. But just like I would just put her in the carrier because it just was
Yeah.
like a lot to like for him, let alone me having to do it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like we had TSA pre-check and all that was easy, but like having to gate check all that, like I don't think I would do it by myself. I think I would just like rent a car seat and just pay for it and do that
Yeah.
route.
Yeah. When we've traveled with Abel the first time, which he was like, it was June and he was born in October. So I think that's like 7 or 8 months. We had the Duna, but
Mm,
the times after that, we just did carrier. So like we traveled, we didn't gate check our stroller. We just like checked it and never got it
yeah.
back. And we just had him in the carrier the entire time. Actually, we let him crawl on the ground of the airport.
At that point, you're like, please, like,
I was just like, I don't know what to do with you. So we just found a place that didn't have a bunch of kids or a bunch of people. And so we're like, you know what? This is as good as it's going to get. Crawl your heart away. And he just crawled around and he didn't get sick from that. I mean, gross, but at least he didn't get sick.
it's just, yeah. And like Naya already, like, she's like doing that thing where they like try to like slide out. I'm like leaning back. You can't
Yes.
see me, but trying to like slide out of your legs, like off your, she's already doing that. So I'm like, when she's like, what is she gonna be? 8 months? I don't even know. Around that time frame, she's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot. So we'll see how that goes.
Yep. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Okay.
How did the breastfeeding, breast milk, frozen situation go?
Good. So I had been having a dip in my milk supply. So I was really stressed about that. If I was going to like buy formula and go that route. Um, so I ended up pumping. I had enough like that I had pumped and I had prepared that in the bottles just in case I needed to give her one for the flight. Like when we went up in the air, if I wasn't going to have enough in my breast. So I had that prepared and then I brought frozen milk too. And I already had that all like, I had a whole bunch of ice packs in there. So by the time we got to Oklahoma, it was still completely frozen. We didn't even have to get into
Nice.
the prepared bottle. So that was great. TSA was fine. They didn't do anything funky with it. And then same thing on the way back. I had pumped there and I froze it and then was able to just like keep it frozen. So all of that was fine. But I was freaking out because my milk supply did drop, and we learned it was because I was starting my period. So I am back
Yay! Clap,
with
clap,
the
clap, clap,
women.
clap, 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 clap. We love periods.
Yay! It's been so
Just
much fun. Yeah.
sarcasm, sarcasm.
Yes.
They are the
Yeah.
literal worst.
It
And
is.
the one right after, the one that starts after you've not had it forever. Ugh, murder scene.
Vengeance.
Like,
Like, great, glad my hormones are getting it together, but also like, come on. And like, I literally started spotting in the airport. So I was like, out of all the times for this to happen, but I was like, oh, because I was really stressed about my milk supply. So I'm like, thank you for that answer, but like, also, really, like
yeah,
today, could we
you
have
couldn't wait a day.
like, I was talking to her, like, come on now, like, really? So yeah, it's back with a vengeance, and I'm like, great, fun,
Yeah, it
postpartum
is
loss and
such a
period.
joy.
Yeah. Great. But my milk supply is back, funny enough.
Yay! We love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Very stressful time. But yeah, we're good. But how have
Good,
you and
good.
Sequoia been? Anything new?
Uh, I don't even, I mean, I feel like it's been forever since we've recorded, so I don't know if
Yeah.
I've told the masses, but she's been army crawling and like girly is on the move. On the move. You put her down, she will be anywhere you don't want her to be within 5 seconds. I swear. I walk out of the room for a second like I used to go, I don't know, fill up my water bottle or something, and she's gone. I literally will look, I'll be like, where'd she go? Like,
Are you guys gonna have to get like, or do you already have one from Able, like a playpen or something?
Yeah, we have some gates that like you can hook together, and so we'll probably just like put them up.
Mm.
But oh, it's so frustrating because I was like, man, I really was enjoying her not moving around. But it also it's just like starts becoming so much more fun once they're like on the move, they can go get what they want to get. And so
Mm.
um that I mean she's crawling earlier than Abel did. And I
Yeah.
remember back when Abel started crawling, my friends that had kids at the same time, their kid wasn't crawling. So I'm like,
Mm.
girl, too early.
She's early. She's been early just in general. She's just
Except
killing
for
it.
babbling. She's just screaming. And I think she knows it gets our attention. And so like she's like, why would I babble if like all I have to do is like and you look over at
Yeah.
me.
She's smart. She's like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
gonna give you this cute little no, 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 and I can just literally get your attention by yelling at you.
Exactly. But other than that, she's been great. We've been going to the pool, and so she's been loving the pool, which is just adorable. And everybody tells me I have the cutest kids, which makes me happy because I think they are the cutest kids.
And we all know Tempestt has a vanity issue, so she's like, duh, but
Yeah,
thanks.
it's like me, of course. But yes, thank you.
Thank you,
Keep
but
them
duh.
coming because they are so cute.
They are. They are very, very cute kids. I love that
Yeah.
she loves the pool. Naya just had her first pool time.
Yes.
It was fun. She loved it. We thought she was going to be like meh because of the water being cold, but she literally was just like floating around in her little floaty. So I love that they love water.
Yes, I love it too. And then, I mean, I know you guys get to swim year round, but for
Yeah.
us, it's like 4 months of the year. And so I'm like, we're going every day, every other day. Like, we're in the pool. And so it's been really nice that she naps really well at the pool too, because Abel
Mm.
will be going up and down the slide as much as possible. And so Sequoia's sitting here and she's just like, you know what? I'm tired. So me and her take a little 30-minute break and she sleeps on me and I get to scroll the phone while she's sleeping and Abel is with Adam and just going up and down the slide.
I
It's
love
very
that.
cute.
He sleeps wherever. That
Yeah,
girl has not had a problem with
oh,
going to
wait,
sleep.
not wherever. She does not sleep at my parents' house. It is wild. Like
Wait, did you just go there?
I went there. I've gone there twice. So I went there last week because Adam had a bunch of friends in town, and so I was like, I just want some help because he had friends in town from Thursday to Monday, and so I was like, I'm not gonna be a solo parent of two kids for 4 days straight. Wild, no, thank you. And so I was like, I'll just go to my parents and they can help and whatever. And so I go and we're all in the same room because I know Abel will sometimes wake up and I didn't want to be super far away from him. And then the crib is in the basement room. And so we're all in the basement together. And I'm telling you, Sequoia, she did like the first little stretch until so she was bed like 7ish and then woke up at 10:30 and did not go back to sleep until 3. Like it was and she was screaming, screaming.
10:30 to 3.
And so Abel, he was in the room with me, and so we're just up. We're just all awake. And I'm like, Abel, who sleeps 12 hours a night, is not getting his 12 hours a night. And then Sequoia is literally, oh my God, she's screaming her head off. And I think it's because in our house, we don't do blackout curtains. And so our house is pretty light because we're kind of in a city. And so we have like city lights and whatever. And so even in the darkest dark, there's still a lot of light. My parents' house is dark. And so I think she just was like, where am I? And why is it so dark? Why can't I see anything? And so I thought it was maybe a hunger thing. And so I tried bottles and feeding her from my boobs, and nothing would calm her down. And so I unfortunately had to do crying it out while we're in the room because I couldn't do anything. I'm like, I can't go to sleep with you because I don't co-sleep. So I can't go to sleep with you. Abel's sitting there on the bed and he's like, it's okay, Sequoia. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do because I thought it was a hunger thing and it wasn't a hunger thing and I don't co-sleep. So I was like, and I was a solo parent. So I'm like, I
Mm.
can't even like stay awake with her while she sleeps on me while Abel sleeps because I need to be awake for Abel tomorrow. And so I was like, we just got to get some sleep somehow. So I just set a 20-minute timer, which was awful. But then she went to sleep
My
for a
God.
little bit. Yeah, it was awful. But
That is rough. It's
yep.
funny. You would think it's the opposite. I mean, we were worried because we have blackout curtains, but we don't have a blackout shade, so she gets a little bit of light in her room. But
Mhm.
my mom's room, like that house or that room we were in was so bright. And we were like, she's not going to sleep. But she did wake up a lot more than she usually did. But oh my gosh, poor Sequoia. She was like, it is pitch black. What's going on?
Yeah, she's like, "Where are you guys? What is this?" But it's all right. She's an angel. So besides that, I mean, she's like fantastic and does not like. She just is along for the ride most of the time. So it's all right. I
Yeah.
had to pay my dues somewhere.
You're like, okay, that's enough now.
Yeah,
We're good on
exactly.
dudes.
Like I don't need any more dues to pay. This is great.
Uh,
All right. Well, I know that this episode, I believe we're talking about mom friendships and how friendships have changed and how to find new mom friends and or, stay consistent with friends we've already had, and that kind of thing. So I'm a little excited to talk about this because it is been a journey. It's been a
yeah.
journey. So do you want to start?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it just in general, like my journey has obviously your journey's been a little bit longer. So I can't wait to hear kind of like what your experience is in regards to like finding new mom friends. I feel like for me, my experience so far has been like I have been not really introduced, but like so many different people that like maybe have been acquaintances or that I've like followed on socials and things like that definitely speak to me a lot more or like ask questions and we're just like in contact a lot more. For example, like I have a friend that I used to work with her and we like talked at work and things like that, but she got pregnant. She actually just had her baby last week. And we have
Congrats.
texted, yeah, congrats. We have texted a lot more just in general and like I don't know. Our friendship has just grown a lot more just because we had that in and it's been great, like kind of being like a go-to person for different questions and things like that. I'm still learning by all means, so I'm not like, please don't feel like what I'm saying is 100% accurate or anything. But it's just been nice to like see different budding relationships and friendships just because of Naya. Like Naya's brought different people into my life that like they were there before or maybe they just weren't there like as close. But like, I don't know if you've had that same experience of just like people that maybe were in your life or just like, obviously, even you. Like,
Yeah.
me and you have been best friends forever, but we went to
Hmm.
different colleges and we had like this interim of like where we kept in touch with each other and we've always been friends. But like now we literally speak every single day. Like, if
Right.
not every single day, every other day. So, like, our friendship has we've gotten closer. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think that it's just cool that Naya has like been able to like add that piece to my life as well. Besides like, baby poops and baby cries, things like that.
Yeah. To be honest, that is the sweetest way of putting like your friendships. Saying like Naya's bringing a new piece to your life with
Yeah.
friendships. It's like is really adorable. I've never thought of it like that, and that's very, very sweet. But yeah, I mean the same cosign. That's like my mom likes to say, cosign that. And so yes, so me and you, for one, that's like it's a great example because as you said, like we obviously like we love each other, we talk, but we've had our lower talking points.
Mhm.
And now we talk all the time. And it has happened kind of very similar, like people that because I'll post on Instagram and they're like, oh my God, I'm pregnant too. And then we end up
Mhm.
talking, whether it just be like, back and forth on Instagram or we talk in over text because we see each other pregnant and or had kids. And there's even multiple people that have been like, we should meet up and have play dates. And it's been a great community that I think I'm very lucky to have, and I hope a lot of people have it, but that I've been really lucky to have while we're on this journey of motherhood. That I guess doesn't end. So I guess it's I don't know if it's a journey, but whatever. I'm gonna go with that. And it's been really cool because I think that being a mom is now a little bit of my personality. And
Mhm.
so, and I think it also happens with a lot of moms where it's like, well, you're all consumed, so might as well.
Yeah.
But it has helped me meet people that I would have never talked to before. And just point blank, it's just we're different people and I just would have never talked to you. And now I get the opportunity to be like, hey, we have something in common. So we can start there. And it has developed into like, oh, I wouldn't have talked to you before, but now that we are talking, I'm finding out that there are other things that we can connect on. And it's been really, really nice that way as well. Whether that be, you know, just hanging out or texting all the time, whatever it is.
Yeah. On the flip side of that, Tempest, have you had any friends that became moms and now you aren't friends with them because you see like things differently now or anything like that? Maybe you're just in two different parts of your life, even if they're not moms.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the mom part of that. I've absolutely seen my friendships change as both of us have become moms, either together or like, separate parts, but we're now both moms because we parent so differently, which I had thought that I would be like super open to like, you do it whatever you want and blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
I have just seen some wild parents that I'm like, I just like one, if I can't trust you like as a friend to be so that I can like drop my kid off at your house and be like, my kid will be safe and taken care of and whatever at your house if I need to. I don't think you need to be my friend. I think that
Yeah.
that should be like bare minimum. I should be able to trust you with that. And the way that I've seen, I'm not going to say any names or any really huge or bigger details in this because
Yeah.
we're kind of still sort of friends, but the way that they have reacted to either their child doing something or people around them doing something either to their child or to them, it's been like, I actually don't want my child seeing that energy.
Mm.
And I don't want to be around that
Yeah.
because it's just like stressful to me. And so, and I don't, and also I'm sure it's like an energy you can just like feel. It's like, and I'm like, nah, I think I'm good. I'm actually good
Yeah.
on that. And I don't need my kids to see that.
Yeah.
So those are the types of friendships that I have been like, your parenting choices, the way that you moving around children is not it for me. And that actually didn't happen until our kids started talking. But it
Mm.
was interesting that like now I'm like, nope, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point too. It's just like I need to feel comfortable with, and you think that you wouldn't, like you said, like you think you'd be like, but like if we're gonna be friends and we're gonna hang out, and then like your parenting choices they don't have to exactly match, but I have to be okay with it for then because my child's gonna be around your child and you, and then I don't want it to be like, oh well, they get to do X, Y, and Z at the like I don't want to deal with that. So I hear you on that. I feel like I haven't had any like friendships where like I've had to like cut anyone off just yet. I have had friendships just like maybe we're just not as close because we're just in different parts of my life, like of our lives. So like, but it's just like not where I'm at. I am at home and I choose to be at home with Naya often. So I feel like that's just naturally has caused some drifts, even if it wasn't like something that I purposely have done. So I think that's just like something that I think it's like, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not like drinking and going out every single night. And if that's what you're doing, like, that's fine. Like, have your fun, do what works for you. But like, I'm in just like a place in my life where I am often at home with Naya and I choose to do that. So it's like natural drifts, I think. Like, no
Yeah.
judgment to any of those friends in that place, but it's just naturally like not where I'm at. So it's just hard. I mean, do I get FOMO? Yes. Do I get FOMO of my friends having that nice mimosa at 8 a.m. where I'm breastfeeding at that time? 100%. But I think it's okay, like, to feel like that's not a place for me right now in that friendship. And like maybe later on, and this is where I want to be right now. And I think sometimes, like, you go into motherhood, like, you want to like hang on to these friendships and hang on to like those parts of where you were in life, but I think it's okay to be like, I'm pausing on that and I'm enjoying this, and we'll start where we left off at a later time.
Yeah, no, I like that perspective a lot because it was such, I think that was the biggest adjustment for me because I got pregnant in my friend group. A lot of my friends, I guess, didn't want children. So knowing I wanted kids, that I was like, okay, well, I know this is gonna like put a little, something in between our friendship because I'm gonna be a mom. And it was really hard for me when I first realized that like, oh, you're not inviting me out anymore. and
Mm.
I see you out and you're not inviting me out. And I think that they likely were doing it because they're like, well, she's pregnant. What's she gonna do? But I would have loved to go. But, I still understood. I didn't take it like offensively, but I did have the FOMO.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, having, now that I am a mom, I'm the one not inviting them out because I see that their lives have changed and they're not going out nearly as much either. But I'm also like, do you want to go to the pool with us? Even though like it's not a drinking pool. Like this is like a pool that like a bunch of families go to that like we're sitting in the baby pool, so it's like 2 inches deep. Is that really what you want to do with me? And like I'm sure they probably would be like, yeah, I would love to hang out with you, like in your, be a part of your life still. So I find myself now being the opposite where I'm like the one not inviting them. I actually had a friend recently that was like, I want to connect with you and I see that your life is different than mine. What's the best way for me to do this? Because she actually had phrased it like, or framed it like, what do you see yourself hang out with your friends that don't have kids less? Like she
Mm-hmm.
framed it that way. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, like people without kids don't understand that like there's nap time and that is treasured. And then there's bedtime, which is also treasured.
Mm-hmm.
And then like in between, like we have to have snacks on deck because otherwise everyone's having a meltdown. And then the kid's likely having a meltdown anyway because it's
Right.
two. And so it's like there's just like things that I would have to be like, oh, this is super normal. And I'm sure it's overstimulating for someone who's not used to it. Sorry. And so now I'm feeling like all this guilt and like being like, oh, I'm not as fun as I used to be because my kid is screaming and I cannot pay attention because I'm like watching my kid while you're like trying to tell me like your life struggles. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. Abel, stop it. Oh, that sucks. Oh my God. Wait, can you repeat that? Like, I swear it's the entire time I hang out with people that I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't even focus. And so it's hard in that aspect to be a part of a friendship where that is happening often. And they don't see the others. Like, they're just going home to, their significant other, or if
Mm-hmm.
they're, single, they're going home and, hanging out by themselves or something. I don't know the right way to put that. I'm no judgment.
Hanging out
No
by themselves
judgment.
or
Yeah.
something. Yes. Fine.
I'm just saying, like, you don't have like all these kids at home. And so,
Yeah.
like, I don't know what, like, it's so hard for me to be like, oh, you should come out and like, oh, like, when like people will be like, we should go to brunch. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to bring my kids. So, and like, my kids wake up at 6. So, could we do breakfast and can we not have alcohol? Because I'm
Yeah.
breastfeeding. So, like, it's actually just breakfast, if that's cool. And then my kid will be screaming because my kid screams at every meal because that's just what he does. Hope that's okay.
Be
And I hope you're
there.
cool with it. And so, yeah, that aspect of like friendships with people that don't have children is so hard.
It is.
But I love them all dearly. And if they don't care, then I will start inviting them.
Yes. I was gonna say, and it is like so good to have those friends that do not care. Like Alexis, my best friend, and then Sabrina, they had come over for like an auntie day. Like they just knew, like, I don't want to be all out and about. So they just came over and we ordered food and like Naya had it, like I let them know, like I have to stick to my routine. I'm gonna be putting her down for a nap. I'm gonna be breastfeeding. Boob will be out, like as long as we're good. And we just literally spent the whole entire day together with Naya still at home and like didn't have to like change my routine. And like I appreciated that so much because they like understood exactly what I needed, but I also wanted to spend time with them. And at the same thing, like they wanted to go get wine. I was like, great. I cannot drink that until like after her last feed and her last pump. So 11 o'clock at night, and then I'm good. So having friends that understand that, even if they don't have kids, it's just like, it's such a treasure to have, but they're so far and few between, even like, we have like a planned girls weekend and they're like, let's do brunch and da da da. And I was like, well, Naya will be in daycare that day. And they're like, bring her. I'm like,
Absolutely not.
yeah, I could. I'm also paying for daycare. A. B, like, why would I do that? Like, I love her, but like, why? It's just funny because it's just such a different lens. Because like, probably pre Naya, I'm like, I'm bringing her to everything, but I'm like, it's like so many different layers. I gotta pack a diaper bag. I'm not gonna drink now because I'm gonna just put her on the boob. It's just, yeah. But it's
Hmm.
it's it's different being a mom and like maintaining those friendships, but we do it
Yeah.
like we
Yes.
do everything else.
Exactly. So I would like to talk about actually like the where I've met new mom friends
Hmm.
because I think that that's always like so it's so hard where it's like where the heck do I meet these people? Um and so I'm just going to list off a couple places that I've met mom friends, which I was surprised at. The first one being the neighborhood Facebook group. And I'm telling you, I don't use Facebook. I don't post on Facebook. Like, I'm sure if you look at it, like 3 pictures ago, I was married to somebody else. So, like, I do not post on Facebook
Yeah.
because that was a long time ago. It was like 10 years.
Everyone's like, ooh, let's find the tea for that. Pause
Right,
this episode to
exactly.
go find out who she was married to.
Yeah. And so, but the Facebook mom group, at least from my neighborhood, because it is pretty small, that it is everybody's so nice. And like there's like mom meetups and I also think which some people are more introverted than me, but if you don't have like meetups, then do it yourself.
Mm.
Because I've never met a mom that's like, I'm not looking for more friends. Like they're all like, where can I find them? Help me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've met moms on mom Facebook groups. I have met moms at the library.
Mm.
The library is such a great place because at least in Ohio, every library has like a play place for kids. And so I just go there and just let my kid go, depending on, how old they were at the time. And there's other moms with similar aged kids. And so it's just so nice where you're just like, oh, hey, our kids are the same age. Can we have a play date? Let me have
Mm.
your number. Like, that's also one thing that I'm always like, I liked her so much, then I'm like, I didn't get her number because I'm so nervous that like maybe she didn't want to give her number. And once again, circle back to every mom wants new friends. And so every time I've ever been like, do you want to be my friend? They're all like, yes, absolutely.
I love it.
And so I just think that every mom is starving for some like
Mm-hmm.
community. And then I've also met friends through friends
Mm-hmm.
where they're moms and I'm like, hey, maybe, bring your other mom friend, please. And one of my really good friends now, I was introduced through another friend of mine. And we still all hang out like as a trio sometimes, but I now individually talk to her quite a lot. So it's like really nice to have mom friends um, come from people you already know. So it's like a referral. It's really nice.
Do you get a bonus? Money?
Yeah.
Coins?
It's like you did all the you did all the research for me and I don't have to do it all. So thank you. And then music class. I've done like baby music class. And so I think it's really important to have mom friends in the same life, like their kids are in the same life as your kid.
Yeah.
And so I met moms just going to mommy music class. There's one in my neighborhood. I think the libraries do them too. I met some moms through there because the kids are in similar age. And likely, if you go to one in your neighborhood, they're also in the same neighborhood as you, which helps because when your kid naps every 2 hours and you don't want them to sleep in a car, being close to someplace is really nice. So then you're like, okay, let's meet up real quick and then go back home real quick.
Mm, yeah.
Um, yeah, which is super nice. And then lastly, I met moms through like this mom mental health group that's in Ohio. It's called Poem. It's in Columbus, Ohio. It's called Poem. And so I've met some moms through there as well, which also has been really nice. So that's kind of a list of where I've met some people throughout the years. And it's just like super, super helpful to have moms in the same going through it with you.
Same stage. Yeah. I love that. That's helpful for me. I didn't even think of like Facebook. That's a good one. I mean, I'm in Facebook's for moms, but it's usually like I ask a question or something, but I've never been like, does anyone want to hang out with me? And is your child this age? Like that's a really good point to like use it for other things like that.
Yeah. And like I also think because we're all thinking like, okay, I'm actually not gonna speak for everyone. This is just me that I'm constantly thinking about getting healthy and being like as healthy as possible.
Hmm.
And so I always start with, hey, do you want to go on a walk?
Mm.
Because they always do. Everybody's like, yeah, let's go on a walk. And
Yeah.
so that's always a good way.
Yeah. Every mom I know, it's if they're like if their social is always like they're walking. I swear. Like everyone is just
Mhm.
like it's just so easy to do that. That's just an easy thing to do with your child, just go on a walk. I have never been on so many walks in my life until I
Right?
had Naya. And now that's just what we do is we go on a walk. So that's a really good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
And it helps if they fall asleep, then they're sleeping in their, in the stroller. And so you're
Mhm.
not as worried about it. Some people at
Yeah.
least.
It to each its own.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, now we're going to move on to our unsolicited advice segment. This is, as always, from the New Parents subreddit. And it is titled, Do Friendships Just Fucking Suck After Kids? My friends were so supportive throughout my pregnancy and the first month or so postpartum, but now 10 months in, they're MIA. I totally get that we're in different walks of life now since they do not have kids, but it just stings that they're making plans, going on trips, and doing stuff without me. Stuff I could absolutely go to or would want to go to, but they assume I can't or won't, so they don't reach out. And I get it's a two-way street, but I do check on them when I can, usually with little to no response, and they never ask how I'm doing or how the baby is. I guess I
Mhm.
just thought it would be different. So,
Mm.
thoughts?
Yeah, I think in general, I think every mom, I mean, and we've kind of touched on this, but every mom kind of goes through that like FOMO and like trying to have the understanding where like your friends are probably making this assumption because they don't want to bother you or like make you have the responsibility of saying no. But every mom is different. And if that's something where it's like you do want to be a part of those activities or whatever, I think just communicating that honestly, of being like, hey, like I've noticed X, Y, and Z. I do want to be a part of it. And you may have assumed that I didn't, and that's okay. But I like, I want to be a part of that. Or if you don't want to be a part of those activities, just being like, hey, like I can't participate in X, Y, and Z, but I would still love to hang out and do these other things. Would you like want to join me? Or, I think just communicating in general because no one can read minds and it is already hard enough as a mom. So I think just like being open about what you want out of your friendships will go really, really far. That's my 2 cents.
Yes. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I also big on the communicate. Like communicate because I know only like one of my friends had kids before I did. And I just didn't know. Like I was an
Mhm.
idiot when it came to like parent stuff. And
Yeah.
so I would have never known, one, to like check in on how the baby's doing. Like and like no joke, I'd be probably be like, "Oh, how they doing? Cool," and move on. Like not
Mhm.
like, "Hey, how are they sleeping? How are they eating? Are they developing okay?" Like none of that would have crossed my mind because I had never gone through it. And so I think the biggest thing is to like not take it personal if they're not doing that.
Yeah.
If they have kids and they're not doing that, then that's weird. But if they've never gone through it, especially it sounded like this person's first kid is having kids first in the friend group, I just truly think that they don't know that they're supposed to be doing that. And I bet you once they have kids, they will likely apologize for not being there. And then yeah, it's I just truly don't think it's as personal as you think it is when they're not inviting you somewhere. I think they're trying to do you a favor by assuming you
Mhm.
don't want to be there. However, it's likely an incorrect assumption, which would be corrected with communication. So,
Co-sign, as
yeah,
Mrs. Mom says.
exactly. But yeah, I think, friends don't fucking suck after kids. It just changes a little bit. The
Mhm.
dynamic's different.
Agreed. Yay.
Awesome.
Great episode.
Yay. Another great episode. Like and comment and subscribe. But no, seriously. Thanks,
No, but
everybody.
really, like, comment, and
Thanks, everybody, for listening today. And we don't know what we're talking about next week, so we will see you next week. Bye. Hey, thanks for joining us on Two Moms, Too Much Coffee. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave us a review.